Hi, I'm Jeremy from Miranda Built. These are our cars.
So just go down in front of the green doors. We'll just put a parallel in between the two doors.
Gotcha.
Yep.
The garage doors, right?
Yeah, the garage doors, yep.
Hi, I'm Jeremy from Miranda Built. This is our 69 Camaro that we built for a customer in Pennsylvania. He came to us with an idea to build just a badass, like street-driven car that just looked the part, looked hardcore, that you could just jump in it, drive it anywhere, drive it hard. This is kind of our interpretation of his vision. We started in the engine bay. We started with an LSA 555 horse GM crate motor. It's got a Wegner front drive with the upgraded blower pulley, so it makes probably about 650 at the crank. Backed by a RPM transmission, level 7 4L60E transmission. We chose the Roadster Shop spec chassis for this build. It's got ADV1 wheels, 19s in the front, 20s in the rear. It's got Wilwood 15-inch brakes, 6-piston calipers. And then moving on to some of the fabrication highlights, customer really wanted a full sheet metal engine bay, so we went with a full engine treatment. It's all made out of aluminum, all made in-house, all made from scratch. And then we had pushed it a step further with doing a ton of carbon fiber parts. So we built the front spoiler, the side splitters, the rear diffuser, and the rear wing, all out of aluminum, and then we sent them to our friends up at Z-Rod, and they pop molds of everything and return the parts in carbon fiber. So it's a pretty neat deal to be a part of that and do that. And then moving on to the interior, we worked with Avant-Garde pretty closely, came up with the steering wheel design on our own, had that machined, and then we had a few more carbon parts made for the interior. We did make the dash in-house. It's all aluminum, again, kind of following suit to the outside of the car and keeping everything to look the same, like it was a well thought out plan. So once we got the idea for the interior, got Jeremy from Avant-Garde working on that portion of it, and we just worked through all the design, got all that stuff done, and we have probably about 100 test miles on the car, and the customer hasn't even seen it yet. So it's a pretty unique deal. And then moving on to our 67 Camaro. This car was built for a local guy, and he came to us for simply just an engine swap. And then it turned into, well, can we throw a Roadster Shop spec chassis underneath it? And then it was, well, what about, doing some fab work? So I stopped him there, and then we dragged the car into the fab bay and just went to town on it. It's got a ton of, again, custom parts that we all made in-house. It's got, starting from the nose, complete custom one-off front splitter, radiator supports all custom made, custom grill made in-house, grill surround, full sheet metal engine bay. Again, this car, same thing, we rolled into doing some carbon fiber stuff, and it's got aluminum inner fender wells then that were made into carbon fiber, pop molds and stuff of that. Firewall is actually a store-bought piece from Anvil, so that we actually bought from them. And then the hood is actually a Ring Brothers part as well. That's just a nice touch, I think, for what we did on the car on the exterior. The car is pretty simple on the exterior when you see it. Again, it was something that was just built for absolute driving. Just beat the crap out of it, have some fun with it. And we again built the dash in this car as well. It was a huge undertaking to build the dash, all aluminum, and the customer just wanted like a very like race car inspired feel when he's sitting in the driver's seat. So we chose carbon back Sparco seats, put a little cage in it from DSE, and just again made it all out, just full on badass driver. It's got a LS3 with a Magna Charger, TVS 2600, small blower cam, and then a T56 Tremec 6-speed transmission and a McLeod clutch. So it's a pretty badass setup. It also has a spec chassis as well. ADV1 wheels on this one as well. 19 squared on this car, which we usually do staggered stuff, but on this body style car, I felt like the squared setup maybe looked a little better with the wheel arches on these earlier first gen 67, 68 Camaros. It's got Michelin tires, again Wilwood brakes. Side view mirrors are by Ring Brothers. And this car we chose to not flush fit the glass. A lot of the cars we do flush fit glass. This one we kept the glass not flush fit. The moldings stayed intact. We just painted them in a satin charcoal gray just to kind of complement all the carbon fiber stuff. So it's again just our interpretation what a badass street car should be. And then rolling into our Apache build, that truck was started a long time ago. We built that truck in 2009, finished it for the customer, and then he drove the truck, put over 14,000 miles on it, had a small block Chevy, fuel injected, air ride, and we didn't paint the truck originally. We just did all the mechanical stuff on it. And he had brought the truck back to us, wanted to repaint the truck, and we didn't have time to get on it right away, so he chose a different shop to start on it. Well, that ended up pretty bad, and the truck ended up coming to us for a complete makeover. I mean, we ordered a complete chassis for the truck, LS3 connecting cruise, and again, that truck went under complete fabrication, full sheet metal engine bay, bumpers are tucked tight. We made almost all of the bed, except for the exterior bed sides. We made all the inside bed sides, the tubs. The most unique thing about the truck is the wood in the bed. Everyone thinks that it's actually wood. It's not. It's extruded aluminum panels, and then they were airbrushed by one of the guys that works with me, Bones Custom, so to replicate actually a wood bed, but it's not. So it's actually extruded aluminum, then flat cleared over the airbrush work. It's pretty wild actually. That truck has shot wheels, 1920. Actually 2020 on that, again squared, Michelin tires, Wilwood brakes. The interior was a real like high-end deal that we did with Interworks out of Sarasota, Florida, and they pulled all the stops on that one. It's complete, one-off everything in that truck, and it's just over the top, super beautiful, very elegant, matches kind of the outside of the truck for our styling, what we did to it. We kept the truck kind of timeless looking. I feel like that truck in 10 years will still be cool, something you can drive and be happy, be proud of it. You could show it, or just anyone could look at it and be like, wow, that's just a very timeless looking build. So we kind of stuck with that theme. That truck went to SEMA. We actually placed top 3 truck in Battle of the Builders, so it was a big deal. Overall top 12. It's actually a big accomplishment, being that the truck was built really to drive. The customer just wanted something that he could actually drive. So it's a pretty neat deal, and that's about it.
Guess I should pick this up. Don't tell my wife. I just left that on the ground.
Took some time to show our raw metal 68 FireBird. It's started as a kind of a simplistic build for a local customer that owns a Pontiac GMC dealer. Obviously, we know Pontiac is no more, but he brought us the car. It was supposed to be a simplistic build, and then it just turned into tons of sheet metal work, rocker extensions, front lower splitter, complete sheet metal engine bay. It's got a fast track roadster shop chassis underneath it, big 6-piston bare brakes. And we're going to show the car a little bit in bare metal to a few local shows, and then we're going to be off to paint, and that car will probably debut possibly at SEMA this year in 22. That car is just tons of fab work. Rear exhaust tips are machined from scratch. The rear diffuser was all made in-house. Dashboard was all made in-house. Just a super nice, well thought out, resto mod top type car.